Hi guys, so this is my vlog for my trip to New Mexico that I went on a couple weeks ago now. Sorry it's taken me so long to get a video up. The trip overall was really great. The drive to New Mexico is like 8.5 hours or so, but it took us like 12 for some reason. I don't know why it took us so long. It didn't seem like it took 12 hours. It didn't seem like we stopped all that much. Anyway, we left, we attempted to leave at like 4 a.m., but we ended up not leaving until about 5. But it was cool because we got to see the sunrise as we were driving, and it was really cool. It was really pretty, and it made for a good start of our trip. Now, the reason we were going to New Mexico is because one of my cousins, Kirsty, was getting married. Now, planning for the trip was a little daunting, especially for someone who has a really hard time eating food, basically, at all. I have to be very careful about what I eat, how I eat, when I eat, and so a lot of preparation went into this trip, and I basically had to bring all of my food. Anything that I was planning on eating, I had to bring. So we had 2 coolers, one big cooler that kept all my food that I would be eating once I was like at the hotel, and then a smaller cooler of things like fruit and vegetables, things that I could like munch on in the car during the trip. It worked out really well. We brought a hot plate so that I could boil water in the hotel room. So part of being a sickie and traveling is having to figure out how you're going to eat. Because for me, I can't eat at restaurants. They never have anything that is something that I would actually be able to consume and feel good. So I had to do my own thing. I had to bring myself a hot plate, pans, pots and pans, fresh vegetables that I can cook and eat. So yeah, that's what you have to do. You do what you gotta do. We're finally here in New Mexico. I look awful. Oh my gosh. I don't really feel great, but I don't feel as bad as I have felt on other trips in the past, so that's improvement, and I'm happy about that. The weather in New Mexico was pretty rainy, but it was a nice change from, you know, dry Phoenix. And my cousin's wedding was set to be outside, but unfortunately it rained too much during the day just before the wedding, so they moved it inside a chapel. And it was still a really nice wedding. It was beautiful. My cousin was beautiful. Her sister was beautiful as the maid of honor. And it was just a very simple and intimate, like, family and friends type of wedding. It was nice and small. It was really cool. It was such a beautiful wedding. I'm so glad I got to go. It was a good time, and I think that it was a good way for me to acknowledge my own improvement, like I've talked about in the past couple of videos, because even the last time we went on a trip, we went to San Diego last summer, and I was still using a wheelchair. But this trip, we walked around quite a bit, a couple different times. Once in Lincoln, New Mexico, which is this whole Billy the Kid thing, and I didn't have to use a wheelchair. We didn't even bring the wheelchair. I walked around, you know, pretty much all afternoon. Okay, not all afternoon, it was just before the wedding, but I still walked around for quite a while. And there were moments when I was like really feeling bad, but I was still able to do it, which is such a huge deal. It's so cool that I'm improving like this. And to just think that a year ago I was in a wheelchair. Like, I was using a wheelchair to go places, and now I'm using my own legs. It's just really cool. Now, having said that, the 3rd day we were there, which was our like last full day, I couldn't get out of bed. So I can't even pretend to get out of bed today. I really don't feel good. I feel like the traveling and all the stuff we've been doing is just finally hitting me. And I just can't get out of bed. I just feel awful and my hair looks ridiculous. I just don't feel good today. And this is our last full day here. And we're gonna go check out the aliens, which really isn't anything super cool, but I don't know. Aiden's gonna see it for the first time. And then we're gonna go over to my aunt and uncle's house and see them. But I can't get out of bed. At least not right now. Maybe in a few hours, we'll see. We go home tomorrow. That was my price to pay for the 2 days before. But, in my opinion, it was totally worth it, you know? We're having to miss out on, you know, the UFO museum sucked or whatever, and not getting to go and spend too much time at my aunt and uncle's house was a bummer, but I got to go to the wedding. I got to walk around Lincoln, and I did get to go over that evening and have dinner and see them one last time before we ended up leaving the following morning. So it wasn't a full day that I needed, you know, it was just a morning and an afternoon of just rest and sleep and recovery. But that's, to me, that's like such an improvement and such a small price to pay compared to what it's been in the past. Other random things that happened on the trip. So it's like 1:30 in the morning and we're at our hotel still, and I'm trying to fall asleep, and then all of a sudden I hear this like really loud banging. What is going on? What is that? And it was like for 20 minutes at least. And I couldn't really figure out where it was coming from. I looked out my window, I can't see anything. So weird, I don't know what it is. I hope everyone's okay. I still hear things going on, but I can't see anything. And when I looked out my window, I saw that my dad had walked out of his room, so I opened my door, and he didn't know what was going on either. But he's like telling me to make sure I stay in my room. Obviously, I'm not gonna go find out what that is. Weird. The police really should have been called, but the person that was at the front desk was like new and didn't know what to do. But I guess what ended up happening was there was a couple and they got in a fight and she kicked him out, and then he was trying to get back inside and they were just being super loud to wake everyone else up. But no one was hurt, so that's a good thing. But it was just weird, and it was just one of those like hotel moments. I think that's it. But yeah, it was a great trip. I'm so glad I got to go. I'm looking forward to the next time I get to go to New Mexico. There aren't any current plans to do so, but it's nice knowing that I am getting better, and traveling, while it's still very difficult, it's doable, and that's huge for me. I'm just so grateful that I am slowly but surely getting better. And it's really exciting. So anyway, that was my trip to New Mexico. Hopefully you liked it. And I hope you're having a great week. I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys!